rise and rise again, wild ones. It's Bernadette, and I'm here with your Pick a Card Tarot reading for Friday, April 30th, 2021. You will notice in my hand I have a tissue, and that is because I was a Girl Scout, and I know from being a Girl Scout it is I should always be prepared, and so that is what I'm doing. I am in such a state of shock. I'm not really sure how I'm going to get through this reading today, but I'm going to try because it's for you guys and it's for the animals. So, I'm shaking. I'm just like, I'm shaking. So this morning, I pulled, the Chimpanzee card, which is the Two of Pentacles. And right now, the Two of Pentacles is a very, very small part of this reading, but it's about the chimpanzee. So, in sitting with Spirit and asking what this message means for you all today, I just had so much stuff just flood through and information that I had never known before. It's been a fair amount even for me to process, so I could get this video out. So let me just cut to the chase. So today ends my Kickstarter, and I am so very grateful to each and every one of you that, I talk about thank you for pledging the Kickstarter. Thank you for supporting the animal allies. Thank you for supporting the animals, because $5,000 of the profits from this book go to support animal charities that work to prevent cruelty to animals. And it's just been amazing and amazing. So on this day, the final day of the month, the final day of April being what it is, the very last few hours of the Kickstarter, I really must thank you mostly for supporting your own spirit in wanting to learn more about the animal allies and get more deeply connected to the animal allies, which is what the book is all about. So when I pulled Chimpanzee this morning, or not when I pulled it, but when Spirit sent it to me, I was like, yay, it's going to be a time of celebration. Fun as a barrel of monkeys. Ooh, ooh, ah, 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 ah. I was all prepared to do my whole, chimpanzee thing and my orangutan thing that I do. And then I was stopped, and this feeling of reverence came over me. And I just wanted to bow my head and sit in the deepest prayer I've ever been in. And then Spirit said, "You're missing the facts." And I was like, okay, because I'm all about the facts and the proof, right? Crazy, I'm a metaphysician, but I am about the facts and the proof. So I did my usual thing. I looked up facts about chimpanzee, and then of course I typed in mental floss, because I love that site, and they always have the coolest articles about animals and animal facts, and I love that site. The first thing that came up wasn't about the chimpanzee, it was about Jane Goodall. And I thought I knew pretty much a good portion about her. She's certainly one of my idols. And my friend Johnny Sue Thurman, that has the Haven Zoo in Georgia, she studied with Jane Goodall, and she specializes in primate everything. And I don't know, she's got a master's for sure. I think she's working on a PhD. I don't know. She's got all the highfalutin stuff. And she has done her dream, y'all. At a very young age, she has started her own sanctuary for abused and injured animals, but mostly abused animals. And so, and of course, she specializes in primates, but she's got all kinds of other animals, especially farm animals. So I was like, oh, well, let me read about this and see if there's anything new I didn't know. Y'all, that led me, I won't take you down the rabbit hole, but that led me, how did I miss this? How the HE double hockey sticks did Bernadette miss this? Did you know that Stevie Nicks wrote a song about Jane Goodall called Jane in her album, Angels on Earth, or Angels, or Earth Angels, or what the heck is it? It's, what album is it? I'm so rattled right now, I can't even, I'm just like, oh my God. Well, I sat and listened to that song this morning. I can't believe, maybe I just don't remember it because it's, from the 80s or whatever. But I just don't think I've heard that song before, but there are the lyrics to that song. And when you take a look at Jane Goodall's life, And what she did in the absence of having a college degree, not that her work would be any more diminished, not that her work would not be as accurate or important or as relevant, but there was such a prejudice against her. And I read further about that, and just, I God love her. Angels love her, the universe love, we all love her. I mean, there's not enough love and gratitude and honor that I can send to Jane Goodall. Because even in the face of the mainstream, oh, I love that word, mainstream, and everything it stands for. In the face of mainstream giving her not one finger, but two fingers, she kept going because her heart was so committed to helping these animals that she knew were that much away from being human. Not that it would have mattered to her. I've got to believe that just that was her animal that she linked up to. I'm that way about bears. Some of you are that way about manta rays. Some of you are that way about seahorses. Some of you are that way about hawks or eagles or finch or spiders or blob. It doesn't matter. We each have a very special connection to at least one animal on this planet. They're our heart. They are us and we are them. Right? Now, that's the first message. It doesn't matter if you have a degree. I know this because I don't have a degree. My sister doesn't have a degree. We went to college. My sister dropped out so that she could put my brother-in-law through and him get all his, I don't know, he's got like 90,000 degrees or some kind of nonsense. He's a brainiac. And she never went back for one class it would have taken. I got to college. I had 104 average, me, a performing arts student. I had 104 average across all classes. And they told me I had to dissect a fetal pig. And I said, I will do anything. I will clean bathrooms. I will do a whole semester's worth of whatever work you tell me to do. Please do not make me dissect that fetal pig. Well, my college professor, who, by the way, had polio as a kid and was on walker things, and very, very small fella. He also had all kinds of, bottom line is this fella had all kinds of things that made him a bit of a social outcast, just because of the very obvious physical limitations. It was a very different time in history, and, you know, people were not nearly as kind about that kind of thing. And he was very proud of himself as having gotten through the mainstream and gotten his degree, and even with all of his quote unquote limitations and challenges, had become a biology teacher in a university, well, in a community college, right? I couldn't believe that he couldn't see my special need, but he couldn't. And he was like, if you don't dissect a field pig, I'm going to fail you from this class. And my young hot-headed 3 Scorpio, triple Scorpio self said, and the horse you rode in on. And I exited stage right, and I just didn't go back to college. Where all of this is going is I do okay. I do pretty good in business, and I don't have a college degree. I can't tell you the number of people that I've read over the years. Man, that just really struck a chord with me this morning when I read that, because I know the ridicule and I know the limitations that mainstream can put on people who don't have a degree. I don't care if it's a degree in nothing, which a number of degrees are. They're a big fat degree in nothing except for how to get in debt. And that really limits people. It limits people in their own minds. It limits people when they're putting in job applications. It doesn't always, and there are absolutely ways to make it not limit you. I mean, obviously, unless you're a physician or an attorney or, a CPA, something that has to be licensed by a board or whatever. But there are any number of things that you can do and you can achieve. It doesn't matter if you don't have a degree, but I can't tell you how many times people will say to me, yes, but I don't have a degree. And my response has always been, so what? But when I read that today, and then I read the lyrics of Stevie Nicks' song, and I read, there are angels here on earth, there are angels here on earth, angels sent from God, come away from the walls, stay with us, well, you can, Jane. And then that whole thing about she watched them as they put them all into cages, and they might as well have been caged like her very own baby. I can't even read the rest of it to you guys. You're going to have to read it for yourself, because I just can't. And it certainly upsets me about the animals, But what mostly upsets me is when people do that to themselves. When you put yourself in a cage because of what you think, which I guarantee you would never be what you think if it hadn't come from outside sources. You would never think you were ugly. You would never think you're not talented enough. You would never think, you would have no cause to think anything negative about yourself. When you're born as a child, yes, of course there's karma. And yes, of course, we have, past life things that we bring in and whatever. Again, I can't prove it, but I believe it. Again, I'm going to say, I think I have a pretty strong data set for that, having read over 65,000 people in my life. Patterns are patterns, right? It doesn't take, who's the famous scientist in the wheelchair? It doesn't take Stephen Hawking to see a pattern. Okay. So my heart breaks for you guys when you pen yourselves in, when you cage yourself, when you tell yourself anything that's limiting, because you're not limited at all about anything, period, end of story. That's that. Now, might you be the world's most amazing brain surgeon? I don't know. Maybe. People can do crazy stuff no matter what age they are. It's just insanity what people can achieve when they don't allow themselves to be caged, when they get something in their heart and they don't accept the ridicule of others, like Jane did. In the face of all of that, she went on about her merry business. And the line from that Stevie Nicks song, she could look a challenge right between the eyes. There are people, listen, this is not about me. It's not. It's about you. But I always use myself as an example because I can't sell out, I can't sell out clients and friends and family and that kind of thing. Only, sometimes do I feel comfortable saying the story about them or whatever. But I know I can be really intense. I know that. Good for me. Because when you talk about looking a challenge right between the eyes, so I'm watching this series and I know I'm late to the game, My 600-Pound Life. And the amount, if I had a nickel for the amount of times that one of those people said, this is hard, this is hard, this is hard. Yes, it probably is. I'm not making fun of them. I can't imagine being trapped in my own body and in my own mind like those people are. But I've learned a lot about myself and a lot about clients just by watching that show. Just a lot. Eye-opening stuff, really eye-opening stuff. And I feel for them because they won't look a challenge right between the eyes. Now, some of them have. They have. And those are the most intense episodes. Those are the people that get that look in their face. And it causes some people to draw back from them because it's so intense. But let's say it came down to saving somebody that you loved. Could you look a challenge between the eyes? My suggestion is no, you probably couldn't. And I know that's going to offend some of you, but stay with me because here's what I mean by that. I'm only talking about yourself. Can you save yourself by looking your challenges right between the eyes? Can you look at yourself in the mirror or energetically in your third eye? And can you look right between the eyes? It takes a lot of moxie to do that. And especially when you're looking your challenges right between the eyes, if it is your parent who has abused you or abandoned you or, made you feel whatever, or a sibling or a friend or an anybody, on a live the other day. Oh my God, you guys, I thank you so much. I got so many emails and messages. I was on a live the other day. I was wearing purple and some troll came on there and, was talking smack about you look like Barney. That didn't offend me one iota. Not because I'm numb to it, but because I was comic for too long. I've been fat for too long. I've been in public eye for too long for that kind of nonsense to bother me because it says everything about where that person is and not where I am. What offended me was it wasn't a more clever joke like Great Babe. Like, that would have been clever. Barney, not clever. Great Babe, that would have been funny. Or some other such something. But it wasn't funny. I don't know if one of the Teletubbies was... Teletubby would have been funnier. YouTube channel, television. Anyway, okay. I don't remember if one of them was purple, but you get my drift. Anyway, here's the point. You got to look yourself right between the eyes. You got to look your challenges right between the eyes. And and know, not that word, y'all, sorry, and know that you're going to rub people the wrong way, just like Jane Goodall did. Oh, those people did everything they could to discredit her. They did everything they could to take her out of, because she was coming up with more credible intel and more credible research than all the highfalutin white coats with their fancy schmancy degrees on the wall. And I'm not, listen, let me tell you something. I'm not demeaning you. If you got a degree, good for you. I hope it was because you wanted to. And I hope that you feel the sense of accomplishment that you absolutely should feel. But if you did it just because you thought, well, this is the way people do things, you may not be very happy in your life. I'm having a hot flash, y'all, because I'm so, I'm about to have an apoplectic seizure right now, right here on camera, about to have an apoplectic seizure is what's going on here, because the timing of all of this, the timing of this is the last day of the month of April of the prevention of cruelty to animals. This is the last day of the Kickstarter, effectively. The chimp comes out, Jane Goodall comes out, her fight, her lifelong, just amazing angelic work, the Stevie Nicks song, the lyrics to that song, the everything, it's just all happened at once. And here's the other thing. It was a stuffed animal that got her started. She fell in love with a stuffed ape she got named Jubilee. And look at the name of that ape, Jubilee. It's a celebration. That was a foretelling from spirit when she was a kid of what was going to happen, because through her good work, not enough of them have been saved, because it can never be enough until there is no more cruelty to any animal, but especially to the primates, and let me just say, any animal that's used for animal research or anything like that, until that is completely gone. Until cultures get that you are not going to get magical powers from the fin of a shark. Bile from a bear does not give you magical powers. And oh, don't even get me started on overfishing and whale. Don't get me started. But, and I've never done a video like this, and I know it's going to upset some of y'all, and I apologize in advance, but sometimes, spirit, you've got to look the challenge right between the eyes. I've done it today. And I'm hoping that you will do it with everything in your life, because again, that song freaked me out. Yes, because picturing the animals in cages, it's why, that's why I stop following people in feeds, or I snooze them, or I unfollow them, or whatever. Not because I don't like them. I like them. I love them very much. And I so respect that they want to post the stories and the pictures, but I can't take it. I'm not capable of taking it. And you know what? I don't even want to try to be capable of taking it. I do the work in another way. I face the challenges in another way, in a different way, in the way that I can. But today is the day for you to really ask yourself what challenges you need to look right between the eyes and move forward with them, no matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody tries to discourage you, and that includes yourself, most importantly yourself. So I sincerely hope that was helpful. I can't begin to tell you all how much I love you, how much I respect you and honor you. I hold sacred space for each and every one of you every day. Even the people that I don't know out there. Lots of you are good to post comments, and I love it, and I thank you for it. But for, statistics show for every 5 people that post a comment, there's probably 200 or 300 other people that are lurking, that just read, okay, I love you too, whoever you are. And I know that you can face these challenges. I also would hope that today you would, or even on Jane's birthday or someday, you would take a few minutes and you would offer up prayers for Jane and her work, because it's been some of the most vitally important animal work of all time. And who doesn't love Stevie Nicks? Stevie, to even say that you inspire generations of women, that's such an understatement. And I just think it's so very beautiful and selfless of you to make an angel album, because I hate to be an elementary school student, but it takes one to know one. And you are our white witch. You are you're just everything, and we love you and thank you. So do good for animals, y'all, including yourself. But most importantly, do not ever allow yourself to be caged. You must stay wild.